could be anywhere doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. The C's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here.
If everybody can get out in front of you, you have a stack of stuff. Can everybody wave your orange book at me so I know you have the orange book? Okay, got it. We'll be teaching through this. This will be your parting gift. This will be your workbook. This will be what you do. And then Josh Sproul, I'm going to bring up Josh Sproul. He's here from Canada. We've had the opportunity of working together for about 8-9 years or so. He's a Canadian bookkeeping accounting guy. And so, Josh, can you explain to everybody what do you do with your Canadian bookkeeping accounting American? Because you're international. You do American clients, Canadian clients. Tell us, what do you do, sir?
I mean, the main thing that we do is we help people learn how to make the fake money and turn it into real assets so we can actually achieve the financial freedom that we're talking about here.
And your website, what's your website there, sir?
alwaysbookkeeping.com.
And can you pull it up on the big screen there, alwaysbookkeeping.com. So if you're watching online and you're looking for a bookkeeper that you don't hate, perhaps you want to check out alwaysbookkeeping.com. Full disclosure, I use a company called CCK. I don't make a commission to recommend them. I just recommend that you find a bookkeeper you can trust. My company's called CCK. I've used CCK for over 15 years. That's CCK. If you do a Google search for CCK Tulsa, that's who I use. However, I can say this as a consultant. I've worked with Josh for so long that over time you start to figure out, if you work with a client for a long period of time, you start to see patterns. And one of the patterns I've seen is that his clients love him and they stick with him. And so Always Bookkeeping is the website. Okay, so right here, you've got, this is your map. On the back, you see the map. Can you wave at me the map? This is the map of the property. So should you find yourself wanting to venture around, walk around, explore, there you go. That's this. And on this side, we got Eric Trump's coming in November. So if you're watching online, you want to come join Eric Trump and myself. That'll be November 5th and 6th. That event will have about 700 people. Today we'll have about 100 people. So just to give you an example of a little difference. So 700 people in here. Who's been here when there was 700 people? That is a radical thing. You'll have someone sitting on your shoulders at the event. You'll have 2 people per seat. It's a little crazy. So that's happening. Okay, this right here, this is what we do as a business consulting company. This is this sheet here. We help people grow their companies. That's what this sheet is. And this here is a workflow. And that's what I want to focus on today. So if you got the workflow, can you have the workflow here? You see the workflow. It's got flow photos on one side. And on the back, it's got the stop throwing gutter balls. Everybody got that? Okay, so this is we're going to spend most of our time today working on this. You've got a to-do list and a calendar. The to-do list is yellow, printed yellow. Can everybody wave that at me? That's the to-do list. Everybody got that? Okay. And then the calendar right here. All right. Okay. So we're going to unpack all this. So if you can open up your book here to page 5, the orange book to page 5. Page 5. Here we go. And let's get a mechanic. We get a book for Josh too, just so he's not flying blind. And then I need Greg. Where's Greg? Greg, are you here? Greg Parks? Greg Parks, are you here? Greg, is Greg here? Greg Parks, are you here? Greg, you in the vicinity? Yeah, let's hear it for Greg. Let's hear it for Greg Parks. Greg Parks, coming all the way from the back. Greg Parks. Making it happen. That's Greg Parks. He's sort of a big deal. People love him. People know him. He's huge in the Appalachian Mountains where they don't have phone reception. We can't verify it, but we've heard he's a big deal. Okay, that's Greg. His website is, let's type in Sean, Tulsa Wood Floors and More. Tulsa Wood Floors and More. So you say, why am I bringing up these people? These are what I would call success stories. They're real people that are doing that which we teach, and it's working for them. Okay, so you got Greg. Greg, you want to tell people what you build? What do you do there, sir?
Well, we do remodeling, kitchens, bathrooms, room additions, and now flooring as well, and drywall.
And none of the people I'm going to bring up as examples of success stories got rich in 7 minutes.
True.
You know, so there's no like get rich quick stories we have here. These are like get rich faster than normal.
It's
and
quick
don't
on
get
the
poor.
cosmic timeline.
Yeah. Okay. And then that's the website there, Tulsa Wood Floors and More. He's based in Tulsa, obviously. Captain Canada is based in Canada. And let's can we bring up Vanessa and Raider Carlson? They're here from Maine. I think they're from Maine, which is east of Tulsa. It's right near Tulsa. As long as you just hang a right and keep going for a long time, you'll run into, and I'll get you guys on this mic at the end here. Good to see you, by the way. I always see him on Zoom. And Raider, I'm going to have you work on down here. This is a husband and wife team, if you guys want to head on down to that side. And Raider, when you want to tell everybody, what do you and your wife do? What's your business?
We do personal training.
Personal training?
Yep.
Okay, and let's get Vanessa on the mic here. Vanessa, what is your role in the personal training business?
So I'm the owner. I do one-on-one sessions in person and live on Zoom.
Okay, and we're going to crank her mic up just a little bit. So if you're upstairs, crank up Vanessa's microphone a little bit here. So we've got a Canadian accountant. We've got a wood flooring remodeling guy. We've got a fitness expert team here. And then we've got the amazing pale male. That's me, okay? And then we've got you, all right? So page number 4. Page number 4. Everybody open your book to page number 4. Page number 4. Now on page number 4, this is a workbook at a workshop. So we're all about work. So you want to get a pen. Does everyone have a pen? Does anyone not have a pen? If you don't have a pen, you can use a ketchup packet, or you can stab yourself and then use your human blood to do that. It's kind of dark, but okay. But here we go. So what you want to do is you want to take notes on page number 4. And this is not a pyramid scheme. And I apologize that the shape is not a rectangle or some shape that's not associated with the Illuminati, but we're going to go with it. Okay. So it's a triangle. It's not a pyramid. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not an Egyptian thing. We're not. So here we go. Yeah. So here we go. There's not an all-seeing eye at the top of it, but we're working through it. Okay, here we go. So you want to write down your F7 goals. So you see in this diagram here at the bottom, it says faith goals. And I want you to write down what your faith goals are. And someone says, oh, come on. In that little space, I don't know, but just write them down. And then to the right, you want to write win. This is the part where we lose some people. Not you, some people. Some people get lost here because it's too theoretical. We want to come to a conference. We want to learn from talk show hosts and radio show hosts and gurus and experts and YouTube people, but we don't want to take action. But that's not you and that's not me. We're here to take action, right? So we want to write down win, because what gets scheduled gets done, right? So win. So for faith, I'm just telling you, I'm not perfect at this, but I leave at 9:30 on Sundays to go to church at 10. That's my faith. And then Thursday nights at 6:30, that's when and then every single day before I see any people, I like to do my Bible study stuff before I see people, because if I don't, I won't do it. Okay? So I'm just asking you to write down win. Now I'm going to go to you, Josh. So the next area is family. You have a family? Do you have any people in your family? Are you a single man? Tell us about your family situation.
Yeah, wife, 2 kids, and making plans with them is kind of the business, right? Where it's like it has to be scheduled on your calendar.
How many kids?
2 kids.
How many wives?
Just 1.
It's kind of weird in Canada. You never know. Trudeau up there and Katy Perry. You never know. Okay, so you're up there. So you but you schedule time for family.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm asking you to write off to the side here, win. Now for me, I'm just telling you, you can pray for my wonderful wife, pray for my kids. I'm a high-octane action kind of guy. So I like to get home around 6 and then do the family thing from about 6 till about 9. That's my flow. So 6 days a week, 6 days a week. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm not saying you should do. I'm telling you what I do. I like to go from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. 6 days a week. I hate not getting up at 3 and working until 6. If I'm not up at 3 going until 6, I'm discombobulated. I'm irritated. You might say, you're a workaholic. I don't know what that is, but you don't want to be around me if I'm not going from 3 to 6, okay? I'm a 3 to 6 kind of guy. You don't have to be 3 to 6. You could be 9 to 5. You could be 10 to 4. You could be 10 to 2, 12 to 2. Let's go to Vanessa. So Vanessa, you're a fitness expert. What schedule do you like to keep that works good for you and your husband? And do you have a family? Do you have kids? You have
Yes,
kids?
we have 2 daughters.
2 daughters? Oh, hey, how are you? Look at you guys. You're born yesterday. Good to see you. Okay. So what kind of schedule do you like to keep?
So we are up in about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then 4 to 7, that's our quiet time, workout time, talk time,
Okay.
and then start seeing clients at 7.
It's so important you create the boundary and you schedule time for your family. And if you'll notice, faith and family, in my opinion, is like more important than these other things. So you want to put that in there. Because if you make a tremendous amount of net worth, but your family hates you, that's not a good look. Okay? So faith, family. Next area is friendship. Now, friendship, this is big. You want to write next to it win. This is an observation I have. You can rebuke it if you want to. But this book called Proverbs, or a book in favor of action, Proverbs, says, for a companion of fools shall suffer harm. And if you've ever been around me or you know about me and what I do, you'll never see me directly involved in any kind of scandal. You know why? Because I never go anywhere, ever. So it could never. You're never going to find me doing. I go to work and then I go home. And that's what I do. I go to work and then I go home. When I'm not home, I go to work. Those are my 2 places. But a lot of people get in trouble because they're out doing things they shouldn't be doing when they're not at home or work, and they're in that in-between time. So I'm asking you right now, with your friendship, who are the 5 people you are spending the most time with, or who do you want to spend the most time with? And I want to go to Greg on this. Greg, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. According to Jim Rohn, who's ever read Jim Rohn? Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, Jim Rohn. He's a guy who was influenced by Napoleon Hill. He's a guy who influenced Tony Robbins. He was a guy who, and again, I like Jim Rohn, but anytime he ever says anything that goes against the Bible, I'll go with the Bible. But you do become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are we on the same page? Jackie, will you look it up? The Bible Proverbs says, for a companion of fools shall suffer harm. Type in, for a companion of fools shall suffer harm. King James will find the actual verse. Mind you, the guy that wrote Proverbs had 700 wives and 300 concubines, which is not a pro tip. But we continue. Okay, so Greg, what happens when you change who you're around?
Everything really does change. My whole attitude, everything I've noticed in the last couple of years has changed. And this is not a nod to Clay, but I spend a lot of my time around him and other people here because I just happen to be close by. So, but when you spend time with positive people, positive attitudes, your life changes, period.
How much has your gross sales increased since you and I first met?
Well, we have the potential this coming week to make more gross income than we did in 2020. Or 2020, sorry. Yeah.
So can you hit the holy cow one more time? That was pretty good there. That was good timing. That was good. Okay, you might crank that up a little bit too. But there you go. So you're saying that you could make more money this week than you made in all of 2022?
Yeah, so I'm not really a math guy like Josh, but that's like a 52x.
And the reason why I bring up different people is everybody's success looks differently. When I picture success, I think of Greg. Somebody, though, you think of success, you think of Josh. Josh, we've worked together for a long time. Your accounting practice, I think objectively, is now, the largest small business bookkeeping service in Canada, or is that wrong?
Yeah, we'd be the highest rated one in Canada, yeah.
Oh, okay, so are you doing well? You selling things?
Yeah, we're selling things. We got 30 people across 3 different countries. So, yeah.
And we've worked together for how long, roughly?
8-9 years.
8 or 9 years. Yeah. And we've worked together for how long, Greg?
5.
5 years. It's been a dark time for Greg the last 5 years. And then we've worked together for how long there?
Just over a year.
Just over a year. Yeah. And your journey, how would you describe have you guys grown, Vanessa, or maybe Raider want to explain?
In March of last year to March of this year, we grew 9,500%.
Wow.
So, and then make sure you crank up that mic a little bit for Raider. Okay, so again, this is a business growth conference, but let's recap what we've learned so far, because there's no bad students, there's just bad teachers. Thus, I would be the bad teacher, okay? So, faith, we got to schedule time for it. We on the same page? Right? So, win, all right? And then family, win. And again, if you grow a successful business and you don't keep your family together, that's a great pro tip to lose 40% to 60% of your net worth. If you're a man, you're going to lose 60%, okay, of the net worth. So it's a great financial pro tip. Don't get divorced, okay? And if you have been divorced, don't do it again. And if you've been divorced twice, don't go for the third time. If you've done it the third time, you're an expert now, but don't go for the home run. Don't go for the grand slam. Okay, moving on. Friendships. You do become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Vanessa, when people sign up to train with you, let's pull up our website, vanessacarlson.com. When someone signs up to train with you, it is arguable that the people already know what to do to lose weight and feel great. It is arguable in this information age. It could be that some people already know what to do, but it is not arguable that people actually do it when they work out with you. Why is it that when people sign up for one-on-one personal training with you, that they actually do the fitness-related activities they've been putting off for a decade?
The accountability, for sure. So they know they're going to meet with me, and then with my app, that hybrid component, I'm checking in with them. So they don't just have their one-on-one session with me. They know I'm going to check and make sure that they're doing the other things that they said they want to do and need to do. So I'm holding their feet to the fire in a good way.
Does this make sense? So again, we become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And again, when? It is so important you write off to the side. When are you going to spend time with that, with these people? When are you going to do that? When is and whatever gets scheduled gets done. On to the next area. Fitness. Whatever gets scheduled gets done. Raider, fitness. Your wife, she's a fitness expert. That's what she does. Why is it that the clients that schedule their workouts actually work out?
You've got to carve out time for yourself, obviously. I mean, especially most people are busy. You have a lot of things pulling for your attention. Especially with COVID, the whole fitness thing kind of changed because now, people are afraid to go to the gym and all that. But with Vanessa, we made it very easy because with the Zoom personal training component, we make it easier to find the time because you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to pay for gas. So it makes it more easy.
Faith, family, finance, fitness. Okay, it's faith. Okay, does everyone have faith? You all got faith written down there? Win. Okay, faith, family, friendship, fitness, finance. Okay, now finance. I want you to write down win. You go win. You need to set up boundaries in your schedule that are going to work for you and your spouse. Now again, thankfully for everybody here, I'm only married to one person, and that's not you. All right, but I like to work until 6 days a week. I'm not saying you should. I'm just telling you, if I had Saturdays off, I would lose my mind. I don't know what it is that people want to do on the day off, but that's not what I want to be doing. I like to work. I enjoy what I do. Does anyone here like what you do? Does anybody here like board games? By show of hands, board games. Does anybody here like documentaries? Does anybody here by show of hands like watching NBA playoffs, NFL playoffs, college playoffs, concerts?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Oh, that's good. All right. So whatever it is that you like doing, I actually enjoy what I do. So it's not work to me because I enjoy it. So, but I'm asking you, maybe you endure your job or you like your job. I don't know what it is that you do, but you just want to set up boundaries because who knows that it's very important that you and your spouse are on the same page with your schedule. Like it's great for my wife to know, okay, I'm done at 6. It's great for me to know I'm going till 6. It's great for her to know this guy's going till 6. It's great for me to know we're on the same page. So we take the kids to the lake on the summer. We take the kids. I enjoy that because it's kind of like work. It's like, we're driving. We got to go get the boat, pick up the boat, drive the boat from A to B, things we have to do. I need a checklist. I need a schedule with at 1 hour intervals, even on vacations. You know what I mean? Can't do and we're going to the beach for the day. That's going to make me lose my mind. I like the schedule, But it's really, really important that you have a schedule that works for your family because if you don't, it's all going to fall apart. The next area is fun. You want to schedule time for fun. Some of my clients, I've got one of my clients who can work about 4 days a week and then his head explodes. So he's good for about 4 days. One of my clients, one of the top insurance agents in America, I worked with him for over 10 years. We found out that he could only work 3 days a week, and then his head exploded. And I'm not judging the guy, but 3 days a week, about Wednesday, he's like a guy, sobering up after getting off of drugs or something. He's just like getting the itches, I'm like, are you going to make it? You getting blotches? You going to be okay? And he's like, I can't work more than, I hate my job. So this is one of the top insurance agents in America, helped him grow his business. You hate your job? I hate my job. Sir, what do you hate about your job? Kind of just the employees, the hours, the core industry I'm involved in, the paperwork, really my office, everything. Seriously, true story. I go, what is it that you like? He says, I was a college golfer, and I like golf, and I was good enough to play Division I, but not good enough to play pro. So if I can go golf 4 days a week, I'm good the other 3. So I'm going, okay. So we built a schedule for this man, true story, where he would work 3 days a week and then go whack the golf ball. And then he was like the most productive 3 days ever, but then the next 4 he had to be off. So I'm not judging anybody's schedule here. You just have to have a schedule, okay? And the next area is you got to have time for focus. Okay, kind of small to see there. But you got to block out time for focused attention. So if I'm like reading the book of Daniel, that requires me to think. Who's recently read the book of Daniel? I don't know. Daniel 2, chapter 43, or Daniel chapter 2, verse 43, 41 through 43. The miry clay mixed with the iron. Who's had those thoughts? No? Okay, just a quick Bible study for you. Daniel had this vision that God gave him that at the end of the world, we're going to have this thing called the fourth kingdom, right? And the fourth kingdom, they would try to mix the miry clay with the iron or man with machine. And, Klaus Schwab is talking about his vision for the future as the fourth industrial revolution, where we mix man with machine. Elon Musk just said the other day his vision is to achieve human AI symbiosis for the whole world, and he calls this the fourth industrial revolution. So, I don't know. To me, I'm reading the book of Daniel. I'm going, I think I see a parallel here. Maybe not. But I require sustained thought and focus to have those thoughts. So you got to block out time. Now, that being said, Josh, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes in just a second. With your clients, when you sit down with them, you're doing bookkeeping and accounting, and you say, hey, let's look at your numbers. What percentage of clients haven't looked at their numbers at all for, let's say, more than a year?
I think maybe they've looked at numbers, but they're usually wrong. That's usually they're usually wrong.
What percentage of people, when you sit down and talk to them about their finances, they are not aware of their numbers?
Yeah, when they're coming to us, I would say it's 99 to 100% type of thing, because that's why they're coming to us, because they really don't know their numbers. They're ready to stop lying to themselves that they are not looking at their numbers or their numbers are wrong.
Going back to Vanessa, you're a fitness person. What percentage of time when you sit down with somebody and you talk about their fitness goals, and it's been maybe 5 years or more since they've had these discussions?
When was the last time I did that?
Well, when you sit down with a client, how often is it when you sit down with them that when you're talking about their fitness goals, this is the first time they've had these discussions in 5 years or more?
Yeah, so we discuss it about every 30 days when we're working together. So
when you talk to someone about fitness, how often is it, though, that person has not focused on fitness for 5 years or more?
Oh, gosh, very often. They maybe start, stop, but they're not really focused on the change in their body.
Greg, when you sit down and talk to someone about remodeling their house, how often do you discover that they, as a couple, have not thoroughly discussed this idea previous to calling you, and now you're into marriage counseling mode / wood floor mode?
Well, it's most of the time, pretty much all the time. And it usually ends up with the husband saying, yeah, we want to make these decisions. And we know good and well who's making those decisions. So we work accordingly.
But what gets scheduled gets done. Hopefully we get this idea, okay? What gets scheduled gets done. And I would encourage you to take notes somewhere on page number 4, because what gets scheduled gets done. Now, if you go to page 4, you're still on page 4, I want you to write at the bottom, how much money does it cost you per year to fund page 4? To fund the achievement of page 4. Okay, and I'll kind of talk through this a little bit. Page 4, you just want to write down, how much money do you need to earn per year to achieve those goals? So let me walk you through this. This is fun. Sean, can you look around in my email, find it, and then we'll pull it up once you find it. Look for the word Sousa and find the insurance bill for tomorrow's Reawaken event. I want to show it to you guys. It's pretty fun. So it's $22.50 per attendee for insurance. Did you know that? What number did you think it would be? $100. Gene, what do you think? What number were you thinking it would be for insurance? What would you think, Sproul? What do you think the number would be?
$10 a head.
What would, I mean, I just want to know. We're having a little family discussion here. What do you think? What number would you think we would pay per insurance for every attendee at 3 Awaken?
$5.
See, this is what I think. This is what I think. We'll pull it up on the screen so you guys can see it. I think that people think not about insurance. They just think, well, it's the Reawaken. You know, he's doing the Reawaken thing. The Reawaken guy doing the No, you got to find the price. You got to keep looking through that email. You'll find it. You'll see that. They're going to send me a quote. Hunt it around. You'll find it. Look around, Sousa. You'll find. Sean, you're being nasty with me right now. You're being nasty. Nasty. You'll find it. Okay. But anyway, look for Sousa. You'll find it. But so I'm telling you, I don't think people think about it. How often, I mean, by show of hands, how many of you would not think about, had maybe never thought about the insurance? Let's continue down this fascinating rabbit trail of deep thoughts, okay? What do you think it costs for insurance? Okay, we talked about that. What do you think it costs for security to, you know, because when you have a guy like Eric Trump at the event, there it is. So 17,000, you can zoom in there. That's what it is, and that's divided by the number of people. So it's $22.50 per person. So as we were to scale up, it would have, make sense? You guys see that? Okay. So, you know, the one tomorrow, that's what that is. Now, when we had 8,000 people in Tampa, you take that number times 9.2, and that's roughly what that was. So people think, oh, the Reawakened in Tampa, it's awesome. Woo, yes, this is great. This guy, let's name our price. What a great guy. I love this guy. Some people say, he's in it for the money, that son of that freaking pale Illuminati. I heard a podcast where I heard he's part of the Illuminati. You know, other people, right? But it costs. Are we on the same page? Okay. So then security. Do you think we should have good security for Eric Trump or just sort of the guy who's just getting his feet wet in the game of insurance? I mean, how do you think we should hire like an actual security team that maybe was, you know, military, former Marines or Rangers, or how many do you think we should just hire a mall cop, you know, and say, hey, could you and your Segway navigate over to our event? Have you seen the mall cop, guys? Babies could run away from these people. Like, people at the mall steal stuff just to watch these people chase them and laugh because they run out of breath in like 3 steps. You know, people, have you seen this? I mean, anybody can steal anything at the mall and you're never going to get arrested. I mean, you could steal something and you can walk slowly and the mall cop can't catch you. Have you seen these people? You don't want these people doing security. So you want to hire the best security person that you can, right? You want to hire the best people. So you say, what does that cost? Gene, what do you think it costs for insurance to protect Eric Trump in Oregon? We got 8,000 people. What do you think that costs? What do you think it would be, Sperl? If the insurance is $22.50, what do you think it would be for security?
$100K.
More than 100. What do you think it would be? Come on.
200.
Yeah. 200. So you got 200, and then you got $22.50 per person. Now, what do you think they charged me to build the venue in Oregon? Who was at Oregon? Was anybody here at Oregon? You were there. Okay. So we had to build that thing because the venue we had canceled. So they had me build construct up to code, whatever that means, a building in the parking lot of that minor league baseball stadium. And so that thing alone was $600,000. So let's do some math. $600,000 for the building, plus $200,000 from insurance. You were in Oregon, so you were there. So I got one person who can vouch for this story, okay? Then Antifa did death threats, so we had to build a fence around the whole thing. Now, I personally think this whole thing is jackassery, so I just got on the mic in Oregon. You probably saw me, but I said, hey, my name's Clay. I'm the host. I understand we got Antifa here tonight. I'm staying over here at the Holiday Inn Select on the 2nd floor, and here's my room number, so if you want to kill me, just come do that, because it would save us the drama of, you know, and so let's just get, because I'm not going to, like, hide from Antifa and worry about death threats. When it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But these are real costs. So if you wanted to host the Reawaken event in Oregon, just so you know, it would have cost you just a little under $900,000. And that was one event. And there was 26, you know? So, and you say, well, why are you telling me this story? Because the amazing money-losing machine was only possible because I'm good at business. Does that make sense? But if I was highly motivated to, quote-unquote, save America or whatever that was, and I couldn't afford to do so, it would not be, and there was no sponsors. We didn't have a sponsor that came. We did have one guy from Big Pharma that wanted to sponsor us, and then another guy from Big Pharma that wanted to sponsor us, and then another guy from Big Pharma, and all of those guys wanted us to bring up Big Pharma speakers to push you the shots, you know? So we didn't do that. But I'm just telling you, what does it cost you per year? Someone should write that down to achieve your goals. It's very important you write that number down. It gives it power, not in a spiritual sense, not in a metaphysical sense. I'm not pitching New Age theology here. I'm just saying when you write down the number, it's powerful. Okay? And I'm going to go back to Greg. Greg, there's a phrase I like to say, you measure what you treasure, and you'll slack where you don't track. Come on now. It kind of rhymes, so it feels better. You measure what you treasure, and you'll slack where you don't track. Greg, if you don't take the time to figure out exactly how much wood you need to order to do a wood floor remodel job, what's going to happen if you don't actually take the time to figure out how much square footage you need, how much it costs? What happens if you don't actually measure and track?
The last 2x4 cost $800 every time. Because you got to pay somebody, stop the project, drive to the store, get the thing, bring it back, put it together. And, oh, by the way, we needed one more, so we got to do it again.
You're sick. Okay, Vanessa, what happens if someone's trying to work out, they're trying to get in shape, they're trying to do their, get in shape, they're like, in 2026, baby, I'm going to look great. 2026, I'm losing 20 pounds in 2026. Yeah, but they won't track their diet and they won't track their weight or track something.
Yeah, if they refuse to track, they're usually going the wrong way. And so instead of losing, they'll start gaining because they don't want to see it. They don't want to look at the numbers. They don't want to be held accountable.
Back
so
to
it's
it.
going to cost. Go ahead.
I'll say this is big though. Whether you're fitness, wood flooring, bookkeeping, we have to measure what we treasure. We're going to slack or we don't track. Now, how do you gain momentum for when a client sees, wow, I've lost 2 pounds this week? How does that create momentum when someone tracks and they see the numbers going, the weight going down?
Well, it gives them, it encourages them to keep going because life is going to happen. Things get hard, right? Hard doesn't mean bad, but it's just challenging. So when they see that they're getting momentum, they want to keep going and keep growing.
Does that make sense? We on the same page? Okay. Very, very important. All right. So we're going to go here to page number 5. Page number 5. Now, this is the part where I need everyone to really engage and dial in. Any area on page 5 where you are not doing well, you need to circle it. Okay? So any area where you're not doing well, you need to circle it. So box number 1, you've got to establish your revenue goals. You have to know your goals. You got to write down your goals. You have to know your goals. Your goals have to be written down, okay? So context, Riyadh, this one's for you and your son. I have a haircut chain. We cut hair. That's what we do. That's one of the things I do, okay? I'm involved in that. I'm involved in home remodeling. I'm involved in, we'll call it vacation rental properties, etc. I have to know my revenue goals. I have to do it, okay? And I'm encouraging everybody somewhere, write this down somewhere on page 5. And they're daily goals. Because you don't miss your annual goal annually. You miss it daily. Are we on the same page? So I have daily goals that I have to hit. So, and Raider, I'm not trying to paint you into a corner with this, but we have to cut 4,000 people's hair a month at Elephant in the Room. We have a haircut chain. We do 4,000 haircuts a month. 4,000 haircuts a month. You can pull up the website, Sean, you can see it. 4,000 haircuts a month. We don't make money at all until the 4th week of the month. So the first 3 weeks of the month just covers payroll, salary, insurance, hair stuff, marketing, whatever. So we make our money the final week of the month. Are we on the same page? So if we need to do 4,000 haircuts a month, and we're open for 24 days a month, you take 4,000 divided by 24. Sean, put it up on the screen. 4,000 divided by 24. You'll do the math right there. This is how many haircuts we have to do a day. And I am obsessed with that number. We might want to change that to a 7 so it feels less dystopian. Okay, but anyway, but you get the idea. Okay? Raider, why do I have to know how many haircuts we have to do a day?
I mean, you're in this to make money, right? And if you didn't track it, well, then you can you hire and you fire, according to your goals. And so if you don't know, and then you can see which employees are on your team and which ones are not, with different things. Go ahead.
So Riyadh, this is for you and your son here. Years ago, I worked with a company that sold identification badges. They came to the conference. We were at the river. I've known Riyadh for how many years? 15 years, Riyadh? I've been working with Riyadh for 15 years. It's great to see you again. But so we weren't at the Riverwalk because I was there for 7 years. I was at 16th in Boston. You can pull it up, Sean. I was at 16th in Boston doing a conference. And there's a guy sitting right over here, 16th in Boston, almost 20 years ago, okay? And this guy's name is Steve. He's from Colorado. Steve says to me, my business is stuck. And I said, Steve, you achieve your annual goals daily. And for some reason, like he got hit by a lightning bolt, this man who was in his 40s, the skies opened, it appeared to him, holy crap, that's where we're missing the mark. And Steve sold identification badges. All right, so Sproul, I want to get your thoughts on this. I want to get your thoughts on this. Here we go. So Steve sold identification badges. So if you go to your a corporate building and you have to swipe your ID badge, that's what he does. Security cameras, that's what he does. All that security apparatus. Who's ever had a business where you have to swipe your ID to get into the business? Government job, maybe corporate job, you got to swipe. That's what he does, okay? He also sold printing supplies. He also sold printing repair. He also sold paper, these kind of things, okay? But here's the cold call. Here we go. I'm going to call you at your office, okay? Hey, answer your phone. I'm going to try to pitch you something, okay? Yes, I'm trying to get a hold of the owner of Sproul Accounting.
Yeah, Josh is in back-to-back meetings right now. There's something I can help you with?
That's what we're doing all day. That's what he's doing, Steve, okay? Yeah, I wanted to reach him. I'm a security service, and I promise you I can save you guys a minimum of $5,000 a year, and I promise the call won't take more than 5 minutes.
Can you email me something over?
Absolutely. And then can I follow up? Because I promise you I won't waste more than 5 minutes of your time.
Sure.
And then anyway, so that's what we're doing, okay? So if he makes 100 of those calls, what percentage of the people do you think will set an appointment with this guy? Steve from Colorado.
1%.
What do you think, Greg?
5.
What do you think?
Yeah, around 5-10. Yeah.
We found for him it was 3%. And I want you to write that down, Riyadh, and you and your son can talk about that by the waterfall as you, by the way, anyone who leaves disgruntled, go talk about me when you're outside. That's good, you know, and then but you get to go, that guy, he's terrible. He talks too fast. I don't like the guy. Is he angry? Is he okay? He seems kind of pale. But and once you get through that, once you get past my personality, which is the problem, then we'll talk about this. So make 100 calls. Steve makes 100 calls. He's going to book how many appointments?
3.
3. Steve's a cursor. Steve likes to curse. He's a cursor. He's the kind of guy, when he has an idea, he curses, okay? He's at my conference, and Steve's like, holy boop! So we're having a conference like this, and all of a sudden, randomly, a guy in his late 40s goes, holy boop! And I'm thinking, did someone die? Are we okay? He's like, I effing figured it out. I figured, what the boop? Oh, my boop! And his wife's like, calm down. And his assistant, Diane's like, he does this. I'm sorry. Like, what's going on? We take a break. He says, if we make 100 calls every day and we set 3 appointments every day and we do that 5 days a week, I'll be a millionaire in 6 months. But the problem we have is we make 100 calls, I think, every 2 months, maybe 100 calls a year. We got to make 100 calls a day. And he just, the numbers, the math made sense to him. True story. So I worked with Steve and Diane until they sold the business, but his whole business became 100 calls a day. So Sproul, once he locked into 100 calls a day, 100 calls a day, 100 calls a day, what do you think began to happen with Steve's business in Colorado?
Well, then you start to get predictable revenue that you can plan off of. You can start to figure out what your margins are, what your overhead is, what your break even is, because you have a predictable way to take on clients.
So now they're in the office meeting with the owner. And they say, hey, while we're here, we also can handle all your printing supplies. We could handle your identification badges. We do security. And then security, who here has a security system? And you pay what for that? Every month? Every year? Who here has monthly security bill you pay of some kind? So all of a sudden, he's selling that. He's got the security. All of a sudden, he's got monthly delivery of printer supplies. He's got the monthly. He's charging you IT support to maintain your printer, et cetera, et cetera. All of a sudden, Steve's a millionaire. But it wasn't a new idea. I did not help him in any way, shape, or form come up with the idea, nor is he the only guy in Colorado that was selling printer supplies and security systems. But just the idea of locking on to his daily goals, that's what changed his life. You got to track it daily. Daily. Hey, we talk about this all the time. How often do I ask you to gather an objective Google review from your clients there, Greg?
Every time he talks to me, which is at least once a week, if not 3 or 4 times.
If you had to estimate how many times I've asked you about gathering objective reviews over the past 5 years, how many times? Honestly, no hyperbole. What's that?
No hyperbole. 5,000.
A lot of times I'll say, Greg, how you doing? How many Google reviews did you get? He'll say, I'm doing good. And then like 2 minutes later, hey, how many Google reviews did you get? And then like maybe 5 minutes later, did you get any Google reviews? Because it's all that matters.
It is.
You know, because I just worry about the daily numbers. And for his entire business to be successful, I'm going to tell you Greg's entire marketing plan, VISMD. His entire marketing plan is VISMD. Why do I know this? Because this is all I think about. Okay, V, he's got to get video testimonials. Riyadh, video testimonials. Because before you want to install someone, before you want to hire someone to install your wood floor, don't you want to see some video reviews? Don't you? Okay, so let's go to your website. Greg, how often do your customers comment, yeah, I've seen your video reviews, or I've looked at your Google review. How often do you hear that?
We ask them, why did you decide on us? You have great reviews. That is the answer 100% of the time.
No, real quick. There's a guy right now who I can't mention his name because I never want to like throw someone under the bus publicly or privately. I do throw him under the bus every Wednesday when I talk to him, but I do not want to throw him under the bus publicly. But he signed up for a $12,000 a month marketing campaign that makes TikTok videos, Instagram videos, and YouTube videos promoting his window cleaning service. And he has 0 sales every week as a result of his fantastic, amazing AI, super interactive, Riyadh, this is for you, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook campaign. Okay? So when you're on that tracking sheet every week and you go, so how did you hear about us? And 0% of the people say TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, AI. Raider, because before I met you, you were investing in TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever that was. How'd that go for you?
Well, not good. However, so after I talked to you, we were in Portland, Maine, and you told us to get an office, and basically it was a highly winnable thing for personal training. The top guy only had 29 reviews. Within 5 months, Vanessa became the top-rated, most reviewed personal trainer in Portland, and now we get first take of all the calls, and people out there got money. So it worked out pretty good.
Back to Greg's marketing plan. V, video testimonials. We got that? I, images. Okay, Google, Grok, AI, ChatGPT, we know these things. What happens is they gather, they create a composite score, and they say this is the most relevant search result based upon VISMD. So video, testimonials, I, images. Wouldn't you want to see examples of someone's wood flooring before you hired them to do wood flooring? Would anybody here go, I don't know, I think it sounds great. We'll just hire you. Are you new? Awesome. Do you want to do security for General Flynn? No. You're going to want... How many of you are going to want references or testimony? Come on. You're going to just hire somebody. So videos, images, S, search engine content. If you're not findable on Google, you don't exist. Are you looking to start or grow a super successful business? Join Eric Trump, the New York Times bestselling author of The Carnivore Diet, Sean Baker. Join hundreds of real business owner client success stories at the highest rated business conference in America. Join Mel K, Pastor Jackson Lawmeyer, Julie Green, Amanda Grace, Pastor Dave Scarlett, and myself in Tulsa, Oklahoma, November 5th and 6th. Attend the most real, the most authentic, the highest rated, and most reviewed Ultimate Business Growth Workshop. During this 2-day interactive business workshop, you're going to learn everything you need to know to make your business grow. Learn how to generate more sales. Learn how to produce additional high-quality inbound leads. Learn how to create repeatable systems. Learn how to build a successful business. And learn how to do it now. If you've ever wanted to learn how to start and grow a super successful company, this is the event for you. At our 2-day interactive business workshop, we will teach you specifically every step that you need to take to start and grow a super successful company. We will teach you specifically how to get to the top of the Google search engine results, how to dominate artificial intelligence search results, how to market via social media, how to generate more leads, and how to get in front of your ideal and likely buyers. We're going to teach you the step-by-step processes that you need to learn in order to hire, inspire, train, and retain high-quality employees and teammates. We're going to teach you specifically what you need to learn to manage a team of people. We're going to teach you how to manage your finances, how to look at the numbers, and to figure out the specific steps that you need to take to create a time freedom and financial freedom producing business. At the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop, we've been teaching entrepreneurs everything they need to know to start and grow a successful company since 2005. In fact, at our 2-day interactive business workshops, we're going to teach you marketing, systems, and scaling, human resources, accounting, social media marketing, branding, search engine optimization, sales training, financial management, and so much more. You can learn more and request tickets today simply by going to thrivetimeshow.com. Yes, you can request tickets today simply by going to thrivetimeshow.com. That's the website. Join Eric Trump, myself, and Team America live and in person at the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop, November 5th and 6th in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas, and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrivetime, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. So I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement.
Okay, Aaron Antis, November 5th and 6th. Guess who's coming back to Tulsa? I will give you a hint. His first name is Eric, and his last name is Trump. Whoa. And his father is the 47th president of these United States. Yes, Eric Trump is joining us once again here September 25th and 26th in Tulsa, Oklahoma for the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop. But Eric Trump is bringing friends. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Grace will be in the place. Dr. Stella Emanuel will be here in T-Town in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Julie Green will be on the scene. Mel K will be here to say hey. Dave Scarlett from the His Glory team will be here. It's going to be a blasty blast right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you want to start or grow a super successful company, if you want to make your wallet great again or make your wallet great for the first time, if you want to learn marketing, systems, scaling, human resources, accounting, social media, branding, search engine optimization, sales training, financial management, and more, get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. Once again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Play is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, you know, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, you know. The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely, it's probably worth a couple $1,000s. So you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
Well, people don't know this, but the Trump Organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump Organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump Organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States, he needed a competent man to run and execute his business plans. Showtime! So the man that runs the Trump Organization for Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States and now the 47th president of the United States, is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint.
Right.
I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him, character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart. And I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good. And then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is.
The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here. With the most people we've ever had in this building was for the Jim Brewer presentation. Jim Brewer came here, the legendary comedian Jim Brewer came to Tulsa, and we had 718 people. 718 people. And I thought to myself, there's no more room. I felt kind of bad that a couple people had VIP seats in the men's restroom. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But I thought, you know what? We should probably add on. So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody, don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences, and to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a one. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrivetime Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years. So let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah. We're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. Learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard. And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch and to make it entertaining when you're stretching. And this is a true story. When you get up and stretch, you'll be greeted by mariachis. There's going to probably be alpaca here, llamas, helicopter rides, a coffee bar, a snow cone. There's just...
You had a crocodile one time. That was pretty interesting.
I should write that down and actually do that.
Sorry for that one guy that we lost.
The crocodile, we duct taped its face so that we duct taped.
No, it was a baby crocodile.
And it was duct tape.
Duct tape around the mouth so it didn't bite anybody. But it was really cool passing that thing around and petting
I should do that. We have a small petting zoo that will be assembled. It's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business. But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet.
I was looking to learn how to take my business, like they've said today, from being very successful to being systematic. I've got a very successful practice in 3 different cities, make good money, just want to take it to the next level with systems and processes to where I can drive my cars more.
Paul Hood.
I've been a CPA for 33 years.
And what kind of growth have you and your great team had here over the past, let's say, 5-6 years?
The last 5, when I met you 5 years ago, we were doing 3 million. This year we'll do 24 million.
Whoa. And you say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because
simple.
I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch. It's Ted Escondido's, an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. And someone says, I want more. This is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay. I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we've got one guy who's given me a verbal to be here. And this is a guy who's one of the wealthiest people in Oklahoma. And nobody really knows who he is because he's built systems that are very utilitarian, that offer a lot of value. He's made a lot of money in it's where you rent. It's short term. It's where you're renting storage spaces. He's a storage space guy. He owns what do you call that? The rental,
storage space.
Storage units. This guy owns storage units. He owns railroad cars. He owns a lot of assets that make money on a daily basis, but they're not like customer facing. Most people don't know who owns the mini storage facility, or most people don't know who owns the warehouse that's passively making money. Most people don't know who owns the railroad cars, but this guy, he's given me a verbal that he will be here, and we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, you want a life-changing experience, you want to learn how to start and grow a company, go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now, thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Thomas Crossan, owner and founder of Full Package Media in Dallas, Texas. I've been a coaching client with Clay Clark since the beginning of our business. We started about a year ago, August of last year. I had no clients, no idea what we were doing, no clue really what was going on. And now we've grown to where we've got 6 photographers, we've got office space here. I have an admin, sales person that works for us full time, developing an online system. And a lot of that growth we attribute to Clay helping us. And there's so many things that, his stuff is not revolutionary. It's not this crazy walk on hot coals and all this stuff. It's just real stuff.
It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. I think that's going to change your life. I promise you this will be 10 times better than that.
Whoa. It's like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. It is life-changing. It is life-changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life-changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right, really. So if you're looking to have life-changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I promise you it will be a life-changing experience. We can't wait to see you right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Whoa. What kind of growth have you had since you and I have been working together over these past few years?
3.45 million. I got those stats before I got on here.
So you've grown by 3.45 million.
Yeah, 3,450,000.
Would that be like if you took the combined revenue, maybe doubled it? Have we gone up by
about almost 3, not quite.
Whoa.